This is the Barbados Today morning news for Wednesday, May 10. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. We begin with news that a female attorney at law has been suspended for 18 months after she was found guilty of professional misconduct. The Court of Appeal yesterday handed down the decision against Alison Alexander Lovell of St. Philip, who was charged last year with stealing over $165,000 belonging to Cecil Marshall between July 30 and September 7, 2015. President of the Bar Association, Liesl Weeks, says the charges against Alexander Lovell stem from a complaint brought by one of her clients, which became the subject of an internal investigation by the Disciplinary Committee of the Bar Association of Barbados.
After investigation, the disciplinary committee found that a proper case was made out. They had a full hearing of the application where Ms. Alexander had admitted to certain things, and the disciplinary committee recommended to the Court of Appeal that she be suspended. And the Court of Appeal, the disciplinary committee's recommendation was that she be suspended for a period of no less than a year. And the Court of Appeal felt that the nature of the offense was such that she should be suspended for a further period. So she's been suspended for 18 months, which may or may not be extended in the event that certain conditions are not met.
Meanwhile, another female attorney also appeared in the Court of Appeal yesterday. In February 2013, a woman who gave her name as Ordine Brooms in New York posted a complaint on Facebook against Joyce Griffith. That case was adjourned. Effective next month, commercial banks operating here will be required to hold a higher percentage of government bonds. Acting Central Bank Governor Cleviston Haynes announced changes to the monetary policy yesterday as he delivered his report on the economic performance for the first quarter of 2017. It comes as government moves to address the fiscal deficit.
The increase will require banks now to hold 15% of their domestic deposits in stipulated securities with effect from June 15, 2017. This is the first increase since 2007, when the ratio was lowered to 10%. The cash reserve requirement for commercial banks remains unchanged at 5%.
Haynes says there is need to bring the current fiscal balance in line with available financing resources in order to eliminate delays in payments for the provision of services to government.
The bank has ongoing engagement and discussions with the government. The issue for us is the size of the deficit, and therefore we have been discussing with them the need for further fiscal adjustment, as indicated in the press release, so as to bring the fiscal balance in line with the available resources to finance it. That is one aspect of it. The second aspect, obviously, is that with the decline in international reserves that we have experienced over the last few years, there's a need for us to further dampen demand. I think the measures that we have taken hitherto has had some impact, but there's obviously a need for us to dampen demand some more in order to assist in the rebuilding of the foreign exchange reserve buffer.
Shop stewards of the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union are to meet with teachers today to give an update on the status of a number of industrial relations issues. Today's talks follow an emergency meeting between the shop stewards and the union yesterday at the BSTU's headquarters. A flyer circulated to the union's membership said to stand by, something's happening. On to sports now. The third and final test between West Indies and Pakistan bowls off today at Windsor Park in Dominica. West Indies are chasing their first series win over a higher-ranked side in 5 years. Captain Jason Holder told reporters on the eve of the match that his side needs to bring their top game over the next 5 days.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
When it comes to your family, what
What do you dream of? Enjoying the sights of Italy, seeing the Eiffel Tower for the first time, or experiencing the cuisine of Spain? Quartz can make your family dream come true. Shop at Quartz for a chance to win a dream cruise for a family of 4. Spend $999 or over at any Quartz store or online at shopquartz.com. Every $100 gets you a chance to win that cruise to give you more fun time with your family by cruising the Mediterranean, a value of over $20,000. So stop dreaming and start shopping to make your dream come true at Quartz, bringing value home.
We're back now with news from the region. St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chasney has announced the closure of Radio St. Lucia. Chasney told Parliament yesterday the company's financial position is unsustainable and Government Information Service will be reorganized to disseminate government information.
As of March 31st, 2015, the company's accumulated losses amounted to $3,362,725. And the company has also reported a loss of $515,497 in 2015. The company has also failed to meet its statutory requirements by the way of wage-related expenses. Radio St. Lucia owes the National Insurance Corporation $543,000 for unpaid employee contributions and owes government $231,000 in unpaid taxes. This is in addition to a significant accounts payable balance and contingent liabilities.
In more news from the region, Bahamians go to the polls today to elect a new government. The incumbent Progressive Liberal Party is facing a challenge from the main opposition Free National Movement and the Democratic National Alliance for control of the 41-seat parliament. Election observers are in Nassau to monitor the polls. And on the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has fired FBI Director James Comey in the fallout over Comey's investigation into former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's emails last year. Trump says Comey is no longer able to effectively lead the law enforcement agency. At the time of his dismissal on Tuesday, Comey had been leading an FBI investigation into allegations of Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election, as well as possible collusion with Trump's campaign. His dismissal will likely fuel concerns about the integrity of the probe and renew calls for an independent investigation. And reacting to the shock announcement, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said he told President Trump that he is making a mistake.
The first question the administration has to answer is why now? If the administration had objections to the way Director Comey handled the Clinton investigation, they had those objections the minute the president got into office. But they didn't fire him then. Why did it happen today? We know the House is investigating Russian interference in our elections that benefited the Trump campaign. We know the Senate is investigating. We know the FBI has been looking into whether the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians, a very serious offense. Were these investigations getting too close to home for the president? It is troubling that Attorney General Sessions, who had recused himself from the Russian investigation, played a role in firing the man leading it. So what happens now? Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein sat in the Judiciary Committee and promised to appoint a special prosecutor at the appropriate time. That time is right now.
That's news this morning. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good morning.